Oh, you your lollipop.
Yeah, I love this thing.
And were they expensive?
Not really. Question mark? $7.99 a pack, I think. Sugar-free lollipops. Good for your teeth.
That's good. Oh, fuck. Oh, you can see it. Oh, that's kind of smart.
Yeah, you can.
Huh?
Yeah, you can.
The Boner Temple
The Bone Temple.
of 2026, part 2 of the
28 years later, yeah.
Yeah, 20 now, many years later, starring Miss Ray Fiennes as Old Nick. Did you know what Old Nick meant before you saw this?
Yeah, it meant Satan.
Oh, you just know that?
No.
Yeah.
You don't.
I know. I know. I was like, is this bitch going after Santa Claus?
Right.
Like, she's the cross.
Maybe that's a British thing.
It is, but still, I don't think it's well known enough. You know, like even Ray Fiennes didn't really know. You know?
Yeah.
Like, if I've heard it, I don't remember it.
Mm.
Anyway, crazed, psychopathic, orphan, Spice Girl crossdresser.
Teletubby remix.
Yeah. And her gang of fingers were added again. I would say this is more heavily focused on them.
It was literally just Plague 2.0. This was Plague grown up.
There's some new tricks though.
This was Plague with zombies.
Pretty gruesome. Some hilariously, like, I don't know, like sometimes like some of the characters, they like waited to the very end till like literally everybody had suffered before they made a move. You know, that was kind of bizarre. It's like you're gonna watch. They have some actually somewhat inventive deaths. I feel like.
Right.
Like, and I'm surprised that they let things go on so long. What else? You thought it was boring at parts, so did I.
I did. I found it incredibly boring in like the beginning and in the middle. So as we're setting up the plot, we start out with them in this like abandoned indoor water park. And Spike, the main character, the protagonist, is forced to fight with some other adolescent child to the death for an adult's.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck movie were you watching?
For an adult's enjoyment.
Yeah.
Like, that's how we open the movie. That blonde, weird Jimmy boy, who, what does he call him? Jimmy Crystal?
Well, at one point, yeah, Jimmy Crystal, Roman apostrophe or apostle or like.
It was like Sir Lord Jimmy Crystal is what he called himself.
Yeah, I for a second I didn't know what the hell you're talking about. It was very Mad Max, that part. Hell, even you never finished it, but that Army of the Dead movie in Las Vegas, where they also have an alpha in a pool, and there's some showdowns.
Right.
So it's like a common thing.
Yeah, and this alpha was different in this movie. But anyways, we start off with this man on a throne, watching children fight to the death, mind you. We end this movie watching the same man get crucified upside down.
You can't say that. Oh my god.
Spoiler alert. Sorry.
Oh.
Anyway.
He's not dead, so I'll just give you that before you.
We don't know that he's. Yeah. We don't think he's.
We don't know for a fact.
Yeah, we don't know for a fact that he's dead.
It's one of the things he goes through, and we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, and he could have, ripped himself off the cross. But, either way, he was crucified upside down. That's important. Why? There was only one other important figure in the entire history of theology that was crucified upside down, and that was Peter. Peter was also the first pope. Will this boy become like some sort of dark pope in the next movie is what I'm really questioning. Like what becomes of this character since he was technically crucified
and the resurrection,
and he would technically have been resurrected, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that it will be like, I spent 3 days doing so, like he's gonna do his stupid little cockney accent.
we don't know. Like he may be just alive,
Right.
He may be rage virus infected alive,
Right.
which would be a resurrection of sorts as
Right.
well. So, and they're definitely setting that up. Yeah.
Right, but something tells me that when we see him again, he's gonna be wearing a crown.
She already was wearing a crown.
Exactly.
She wore that damn tiara.
She wore that damn tiara the
the
entire movie. But it's important because I think when we see her again, we'll see her wear that crown again.
I'm sure, if not a bigger one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I mean, it seems like, yeah, so we talked about all the trauma of the characters in this movie, and we were talking about on the way out that literally Jimmy has kind of, I mean, he has trauma, but I would say on the scale of the other characters, much less trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, much less reasons to be so insane. And, like, it's always the
I mean,
people that you least expect.
If anything, because of his age, he's perpetuated more trauma than he's experienced.
Yeah, for sure. No, absolutely. But even still, it's like, you know, like how it's always like the spoiled kid who becomes totally psychopathic. It's like very that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's kind of partially the point.
Yeah.
But there is some trauma there. I don't know. Spike made some new friends. Made some new enemies.
He made one new friend.
Yeah, he made more enemies than friends.
He made one new friend. And
reunited with a friend. Which in a camp explosion.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy. I didn't know that.
By the way, there was an alternative drag performance in this film.
Yeah, very.
And you were not expecting it. You were not expecting it. You were not expecting this.
All drag queens.
The alt drag community is going to be absolutely thrilled.
If I don't see someone out here as the Doctor,
honestly,
like then that's a crime.
Somebody in Austin is definitely going to be doing that.
Yeah, you should hang up your drag.
Yeah, honestly,
get that together.
If you're a drag like persona in Austin, you need to watch this film, and you need to try to embody what Kepner did.
I want to see the Doc, and I want to see the Jimmies, and I want to see them all do a show. Like
they did. What are you talking about?
No, I mean they did. No, but like on the drag circuit, you know, like no, they definitely did a show.
I mean, the Jimmies were also drag queens.
Yes, that scene is probably one of the main reasons to watch this movie because it's so funny.
And also another thing that's like about like Jimmy's narcissism is that he makes his followers wear wigs that are the same color as his hair.
Which I wonder where they get the bundles from. Because honestly, like the color matching is.
He must have robbed a Party City.
Yeah, or it's so. I think there might have been someone that it's his hair.
No, the color matching was not good.
Well, I mean, to his hair, no.
No.
Oh.
The wigs were far more bleached than his hair. They looked like Swedish children, or like the vampire children from American Horror Story Hotel.
Oh, so like bootleg blonde.
Yeah, bootleg blonde.
But I think that they were trying to give the impression that he cuts his hair to make the wigs, but I think that you're right. I think that if that even...
I don't even think they were trying to do that because they were all hard fronts and they all looked like wigs.
That is true.
They looked like Party City wigs. I don't think they were going for anything more than we found these fucking synthetic wigs in post-apocalyptic England.
I would say if there's one question I had for Danny Boyle, like the OG 20 Days Later person and the producer of these new trilogies, is it meant to be his hair, or are we meant to? Does he rob a Party City?
He wasn't really meant to exist as a character to begin with, so
it's hard to say. Sometimes these producers or these directors, these auteurs have these things planned decades in advance. Sometimes they pull out of their ass because there's a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy
That's
does.
what this felt like.
The whole trilogy,
like,
to be real,
honestly,
feels that. And Killian, I think, finally just gave up, and she was like, "Okay, sign here," you know.
Fine.
Add a 0 and I'm in. And so that is.
I did Oppenheimer.
Yeah, you know that Killian is part of this trilogy. We won't spoil any more than that, but he could save it. I think give it some class.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's pretty it's pretty cheesy, right?
Yeah.
Like, but
I mean, hey, listen, Killian, secure the bag. Get what you can. You've done your best, and honestly, although you're not a twink anymore, or you are a twink,
she's
but
still a twink.
although you're an aged twink and you're not the young twink that you were in 28 weeks later,
Days.
or 28 days later,
Yeah. Or 28 weeks. I think she might be told.
but
Yeah.
you're doing a great job, sweetie.
Yeah, I think so. I think
You're doing a great job.
Yeah.
And for the 2 minutes, the 3 minutes, maybe the 5 minutes that we got you in this film, you're great.
It reminded me of that cameo, which I don't think you watched.
You play a great dad.
Of Samantha in that Sex and the City, the older lady version, and just like that. That's the vibe. It's like she's in here. I don't know. We'll see if they're used more. I'm not really sure that they will be. I could see this being a teaser as well, of like where it goes into nothing. Like they die and doesn't make any real moves. I think this is a Spike story for the most part, right? The little kid, and he's good. I mean, he's gonna do well. I think, like regardless, and he could do worse. It's probably fun as shit to be in his movies. Samson.
See, the dude who plays Samson, I wonder how he felt about being naked the whole time.
Oh, it's not his dick. It's not even remotely his dick. It's a prosthetic to the max.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Did he say that?
Yes, they all said that. Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's what they do now. No one shows their actual dick anymore. Like, yeah. So
they get to like pick out how it looks or something.
Production usually picks it up. Actually, picks it out, and there's like usually a lot of talk about the dick.
I want foreskin.
Yeah, they say that sometimes. What's weird is that like I think they look pretty realistic. I mean, his dick is huge in a way that's not realistic. But as far as what like it would look like, I think it would look like that, you know. Like I feel like you can't clock any of these dicks, but it's like there is no. If there's a hard front for dicks, it's not here, you know. So, but Samson takes Tiscovy. The doc makes him up a special bundle of Truvada, and Samson takes a trip after he gets high off. The doc's still.
So the doc is like terrified that he's gonna develop a morphine addiction or something. And
no, he's running out of morphine.
Yes. So this is where this all goes.
Yeah.
So he believes that Samson is the equivalent of essentially a pain seeker. So somebody who would come to him and that he's basically trained like an animal to sedate because the animal enjoys the feeling of being sedated. That's what he thinks. So he goes to kill Samson with like a chemical cocktail, probably like a lethal injection of some kind. Or it was a lethal injection of some kind. And then Samson, through the morphine, looks at the moon and then starts to speak. And then the doc is like, oh shit, I can't kill this man because he's still a man through the virus. Like, he can't give consent, but he can speak, therefore he's still a man. So great. So we've reached the proper decision-making protocol as a doctor. Which, the fact that he's still upholding his Hippocratic oath in post-apocalyptic wherever is tremendous. Cool.
I mean,
good for you.
Yeah. That's good.
And then he starts to like really dissect like what the virus does, and then he comes to the medical cocktail that he eventually like
we don't know what
uses. He uses like an anti-hemorrhagic because the virus has like a hemorrhagic property.
Oh, an
he uses an antipsychotic because it has a psychotic property, and he uses some sort of other medication, and I can't remember what it was.
I think it was at least 7 tablets.
But it was like 3 of one medication and like
maybe
like 2.
He said you're seeing things, bitch, and so I'm gonna give you this antipsychotic.
Yeah.
He straight up said that.
And he was like, he gave him the antipsychotic and all the rest of the drugs, and then Samson kind of like comes back slowly into his brain, like very slowly into his brain, but he comes back into his brain nonetheless. And then because he's still technically infected by the virus and they're treating the symptoms of the virus, he's presenting as normal, which confuses both the zombies and him on a level.
Like heavy.
But the zombies attack him, but because he's still infected by the virus, he's not really affected by their attacks or their, like, spewing their bloody vomit.
Yeah,
on
he
him.
got, like, whatever.
He
they
doesn't
bring
care.
that.
And it doesn't really
Yeah.
affect him because, like, once again, the drugs are treating the symptoms, not the cause. So, he ends up, like, finding himself in a train. And, like, literally, when I say finding himself in a train, he finds himself in a train.
Yeah. The same train from part 1.
Right, the same train from part 1 where we see that zombie mother birth
That's his baby.
the zombie baby.
That's his baby.
Is it that? Is it his baby?
It's presumed it's his baby.
Oh, okay, cool. So the alpha has a zombie baby.
Mm-hmm. She put
Or
the
not?
use.
Yeah, she did.
I think that it's really unknown. Like, you really clocked it as like, oh, he's not cured. He's just being treated. The doc doesn't tell anybody before the doc goes on a trip of his own. The doc does not tell anybody that he's done this to Samson. So we really have no idea, and we don't really know for a fact.
Which who else is there to fucking tell?
Well, the Spike, for instance, or like the Jimmies. I mean, granted, the Jimmies are not trusted, but he's made a.
And he didn't know that Spike was in the Jimmies until the very last
Yeah.
moment.
And we don't know, but basically, this experiment is almost unrecorded entirely. So I feel like there's going to be a flashback.
No. We get constant pictures of him working at his desk and writing notes. I think that eventually Killian will hear from Spike what inevitably happened and like what is like blah 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 blah, and they will all venture back to the Bone Temple to find his notebook and hopefully the drugs to maybe like communicate to other. I don't know how they're gonna wrap it all up into pieces or into one cohesive piece, but they're setting it up to like treat these zombies for somehow.
Oh yeah, and Samson by that point either will be writing haikus or the drug will have ran off.
Right.
Because that's the other thing. Like this, we get to with these movies like it's a lot of time has passed. I mean, there definitely was a day to night passing because we had the Jimmies wake up, but these tablets are lasting a long ass time. You know.
Yeah. I will say though, injectable antipsychotics can last up to 6 months, and if you do suffer from schizophrenia, you can talk to your doctor about those.
It's weird how much. Well, that line, even though it was small, about the antipsychotics, about like that he was. I don't. You may remember more. Basically, he said that the rage virus was rooted in psychoses, or at least had some roots in
psychosis, hemorrhage, and something.
Yeah,
else.
so that was kind of interesting because one thing that I didn't realize. You didn't come see it, but you saw the previous version about hydrophobia. Well, some other movie we watched, but not hydrophobia. What's rabies? That rabies
is it does induce hydrophobia.
I thought hydrophobia induced rabies too, didn't?
No, rabies is a virus, and
Definitely
because
a virus.
rabies attacks the brain, the brain eventually becomes terrified of water.
Okay, so there is no roots in that, like staring into water somehow manifests rabies.
No.
Yeah,
No.
I don't think so. But
No.
I swear to God, this new movie Primate said that, and I was like, damn. I was like, because.
Well, I didn't go watch the movie.
Yeah, he refused. It was.
I did. I refused. I thought it looked cheap. I thought it was a copy and paste film, and quite frankly, it could have been done on Shudder.
It should have been on Shudder. It would have been a good Shudder movie. The trailer was amazing. I thought.
Nothing against Shudder, because Shudder can sometimes put out some really good shit.
I would like to see you watch more movies then.
When Shudder comes out with more good shit.
No, yeah. Hey, you've also protested watching movies with me at home. We go see movies in theater because he enjoys the food.
I do enjoy
but Primate, the whole okay. So now that kind of takes everything out of context. But basically, that the mental component was so heavy that it induces a virus, which like the rage. So it is said here, but possibly not in Primate. But I think that that's interesting that the psychosis.
Once again, that the virus causes the psychosis, and they're just treating the symptoms of the virus, which is the psychosis and the hemorrhaging, and whatever the third symptom was or sign was that he mentioned. I can't remember.
I mean, I don't know. Its origins, I guess we'll find out what its origins are. But yeah, I mean that's.
We don't know the origins of the virus.
We just know that in the first one, I don't think you watched. maybe we watched. I feel like we did watch it. Anyway, in the first one, literally starts out. We have some protesters against animal cruelty or animal experimentation, breaking
Okay.
into a lab, and the scientists are kind of, they're not like super like buff dudes or alpha, and he's like, wait, like we get it, but before he can kind of explain himself, he's like, they says like they're infected, they're already like just thinking these guys are bad guys. They have caged animals. They're injecting animals. They're keeping them on life
Oh yeah.
altering, painful medications and procedures, and so they don't want to hear it. But what he's saying is that they're infected, and so when they let the chimpanzees or monkeys or whatever out, they go ape and they bite, and then everyone's spewing blood in the
Yeah.
first 20 days later, or rage infected blood. I feel like in this movie that's still happening, but I feel like it's less of the emphasis.
Yeah, I mean, once again, I think that this movie is it's just another drama zombie movie.
Yeah.
It's a zombie drama. It's just one of those films it's just a drama film with zombies in it.
I guess because I didn't see the Star Wars movies, like that were reboots. I keep relating this to the Sex and the City reboot, and just like that, it feels just like a age appropriate like version of this thing from 30 years ago. You know, like I don't know. It feels less visceral, more storytelling, more adult contemporary.
I mean, we're set up to understand that this is a very isolated place in the world.
That part's cool. I like that part.
So, which is it's understandable. So everything that
Oh, I don't mean that.
and
Yeah.
that not only that, but that's becomes more evident in this film, like more subconsciously through rhetoric and through beliefs and through provincialism essentially. For example, the Jimmies, they have very limited
Oh, yeah.
knowledge. They're very stupid, very ignorant people.
Don't
Why?
think
They don't have
about that.
access to fucking education. Why? Because they're in the middle of the fucking island where all the zombies are.
Yeah.
Crazy. But what does occur from that is a juxtaposition in the ending where you have Cillian Murphy literally teaching his daughter about World War II and the aftermath of World War II. And so you see this juxtaposition of the Jimmies and also the doctor earlier on in the film where the doctor is talking to the original Jimmy and Jimmy's like, "Oh, Nick." And the doctor's like, "What the fuck?" And then the dude's like, "Yeah, I thought you were old Nick. I thought you were my dad." And the dude's like, "You thought Satan's your dad?" And then the dude's like, "Yeah, and you know what? You're gonna tell the other Jimmies, or I'm gonna rip out your intestines and shove them down your throat." And then Doc's like, "Okay, all right,
Well,
let me put on a show for you, Daddy."
Yeah, at birth. Yeah, no, that's actually funny. But what I meant, not that it was a time period piece, more just that like Prometheus versus like the original like Aliens, like that it is a softer, like
Sure,
an
and
older man's type of storytelling.
which really speaks to a testament of like how if this is an age appropriate film, then we need to readdress how we write and film movies in this day and age.
What do you mean?
Because I don't like this progression of the 28 Days Later like franchise. I just
Yeah,
don't.
I mean-
I don't like it. I think that it could have been done better.
Yeah.
I think that it could have been done differently.
Yeah.
And I think that it should have been done entirely differently.
I can't.
I think that
disagree.
we should have started with Killian once again. We
Yeah.
should have ended with Killian once again. And she should have had more creative liberty and understanding and control because she was in the first two films.
Yeah, it's true. It's definitely like
And she's had nothing but 30 years to reflect.
I kind of have grown to love Prometheus and like Coven, like weird things, but I know that these movies aren't good movies. These aren't good sequels. Like, and like with this same thing, this whole trilogy, I know it's not a good trilogy. It's not a good series of sequels. They're just there, and we got nothing better to do, honestly. But I would like something better to do.
Yeah.
I would like to see a better movie. I would like to see less kitchen sink.
And who knows? Maybe if we sit down in the future and we watch all 3 movies in one sitting and together, it may actually be like an incredibly cohesive and great story. Because when I think about the first film, I didn't entirely hate it. I thought it had a lot of it explored a lot of deeper emotion, which was really good. You explored the loss of a loved one in both life and in memory and in death. And you experienced...
Oh, we're talking about the first one of
Yeah.
this new trilogy.
Yeah.
I was like...
The first one of this new trilogy.
I was like,
Sorry,
you-
the first one of the first
I was
one
like,
of
you
the
don't
28
remember the
years
first one? Yeah,
later
well,
trilogy.
and I was like,
Um,
Cliff Notes version. Yeah, no, I mean, that one previous, as an adult contemporary film, like, I recommended it to my mom. I thought that she would really like it. She loves Ray Fiennes, for one, and I told her it was really just a human drama, and it had some really touching moments about loss and grief.
right.
And also, I do think the idea of the island is somewhat cool. George Romero, director of Dawn of the Dead and Island, he also did a movie called Survival of the Dead on the island. It was also haphazard. Great idea. Islands and zombies are a great idea as far as the survivors living on the island.
Maybe
And then
we could go to Zombie Island.
Scooby?
No, that's Miss Sparkle Jumper Queen.
Oh, yeah. I kind of still refuse to listen to that era.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Good for you.
I lived that through you.
Miss May Jailer.
I started in 2012
Miss
with
AKA.
with video game 7-inch on the fake indie label. That's all I know from there on. But I've been there since the beginning. I was of all the early tours.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just can't go into the Lizzie Grant files.
Yeah, that's so valid. You know, I discovered Interscope not through their records, but through their video games.
What, like video games? Like
Mhm.
that's weird. That actually is not weird because Interscope isn't really somewhat. I mean, no record labels really. You can't even name a record label. Like
No.
you can't because it's just
EA.
that's Electronic Arts.
They have records.
They do.
They have records department. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, like just
Who
songs.
do you think? Who
game
do you think
soundtrack?
sings for their video games? And
No, I just meant video. Are they a record label? I mean,
they're a label for. They may be a label.
I don't know. Honestly, nobody knows. Back in the day, like one of the things with the horse snake. The reason I liked Limited and you liked it so much
Yeah.
was because it reminded me of like in England, Limited is used a lot more, and like their EMI Limited and all these old British big labels. Like I knew, like in the '90s, labels
Yeah, I
were
like
a thing.
Limited,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like you had these like Warner Brothers records and like Capitol Records. Sky was on there. You know, like people like that. Like, but those records labels mean nothing today.
Right.
Which means this movie made me nothing too. I think it is another nostalgia grab. I don't know if it's gonna grab anybody new. If it does, I kind of applaud it because maybe the new direction was then worth it, you know? And it does resonate. I just having seen the other films, you do wonder. And the director coming back in some regards, it's very Ridley Scott Alien Universe. It's like it is just like let's go with this wild idea that's kind of half baked,
Yeah.
and then just like make it. And like it's weird is they have the audacity to do it as a movie, but then they have like the extra fucking like huevos to like be like, oh no, it's a 3-part trilogy which possibly will expand the universe. It's like you shut out this idea, you know, like already. It's like on probably your pitch, like. I don't know why is that the new thing? And again, I blame Star Wars a bit.
Yeah, you're gonna make it a 3-parter, and so like what's gonna happen is, in the first part we're really gonna explore like a lot of like deeper emotion, and like in the second part we're gonna like kind of like even it out, like make it a little bit more even keeled. Like we're gonna end up and wrap it up on like a cliffhanger, so that way we're gonna like really finish it out strong on the third. You know, that's what the pitch sounded like to me,
Yeah.
most likely, and that's exactly what probably went down.
Quentin Tarantino. It's executed that way. I mean, a lot of new, like honestly, Quentin Tarantino that sound like him, and I didn't like Once Upon a Time in America. I like parts of it, but like it wasn't a good film. And,
Wasn't that the movie about with Samuel L. Jackson in it?
No, I think it's one of the few Quentin Tarantino movies without Samuel L. Jackson. It's the more recent movie. It's the one.
Which one was the one that she did that was like a 70s?
Jackie Brown?
Yes.
Oh, Kill Bill. Yeah, we should watch that. I love Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown and Kill Bill are like his last good movies.
Which people hated Jackie Brown, from what I understand.
Just because it was a slow-moving movie, and also people are low-key racist, you know?
Oh, that's so
like,
valid, yeah.
Bridget Fonda's in it. She's white as hell.
She's
great in
white
it,
as hell.
You know, but she's like the only white person in the movie. And Robert Forster.
Oh, okay.
Like, who most people don't know.
Right.
So we had one person that people did not know, and then another white girl that maybe they didn't know that well.
What do you think Quentin said to them as he was directing them? Like, how do you think he directed them?
I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know. Integratedly?
Talk like you normally would with each other.
Yeah. What she did, it's a great role. She's great in it. And it's a great movie. And it's based on a movie that he didn't write. I mean, on a script he didn't write.
Yeah.
But I applaud him for taking something so subtle.
Welcome to ADHD movie discussion.
Yeah. So, I mean, but Quentin Tarantino is who I thought of with your impression. And I definitely think that he's another one. It's like, I mean, like, I'm older, but I would not necessarily do, I don't know, I feel like maybe it's like they ran out of ideas when they were younger, you know, and it's not really an age
thing.
I
think, you know, lead takes time to populate within the brain, and once y'all start to get older, y'all just like,
I don't know if it's that. I think that you have good ideas as an artist, and once you've done those, coming up with new ideas is hard. So I think it's less age and lead in the brain. I think I keep saying the age thing, but what I mean is that they've run out of ideas, you know?
Well, sure, naturally. Yeah. I mean,
because honestly, if I told you to come up with something,
you know how to gain more ideas
yeah.
through life experience. Like, if you're out of ideas, go do something. Go travel.
I think the thing is, these people are way too rich to really experience new things happening, especially new traumas. Especially like, I mean, when some of these celebrities are throwing fits in like the airport, you know,
assimilate, bro.
Like, oh yeah, you have to get down. You have to go down with the people. You have to get in the shit if you really want to get experiences.
You know what? I would encourage any lifeguard to come or like any celebrity who wants to assimilate back in normality for a little bit to come approach me about being a lifeguard. I can help you. I can disguise you. You're wearing a hat and sunglasses the entire time. People are gonna be like, has anybody ever told you you look like this person? And you're gonna be like, yeah, I get that all the time. And then walk away.
It's something that people aren't willing to do, I think.
Yeah.
But if they were,
you get to yell at people all day, so you can take out your frustrations about being famous on all the people.
I think the new ideas would be. Yeah, I'm glad that we talked about this because I think that I'm absolutely positive that it's like these are not bad creatives at one point. It's just that they ran out of ideas, and trying to come up with new ideas is not as easy as you think.
Yeah, and now they're just grabbing at cash grabs.
Yeah.
And it's just desperate.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, Bone Temple was a cash grab.
And it's a model that's successful across so many franchisees, that why no one's turning it down. And we're also at a loss of product, so nobody is gonna say like.
I cannot wait to see that movie that Kristen Stewart directed.
So you do want to see that?
I do actually.
Okay, we're practicing on video at the house. You can stand through it because it's been pulled, I think.
It's been pulled.
It's just an indie film. The indie films don't get distribution that bad.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a not rated film too, so.
Yeah, lots of nudity.
Nudity.
But yeah, maybe we'll review that next time. The Kristen Stewart memoir, a biopic of, I think her name is Lucia something. She's a swimmer.
A lesbian,
80s.
A lesbian swimmer junkie. Yeah.
Addiction issues. So.
You know what, lesbian junkie swimmer, you sound like a gay man. Because those are very gay man behaviors. Junkie and swimmer at the same time. Gay man. It's a gay man behavior. Ma'am, stay in your lane. Go fall in love.
We need more.
Go
diversity.
fall in love in 2 weeks.
We need a little bit more diversity in gay cinema. We don't need to all have tragic stories. And
we can't all have tragedy.
Yeah.
We can't all.
Also, I feel like there's somewhat of self-relevant because I don't think you're wrong, but I think that what little gay cinema we have, or gay culture, gay media, it is more.
It's either super fucking raunchy, super fucking cheesy, or super fucking sad.
Yeah, the happiest people that have been photographed on video or film in our history are in pornos. Those are the happy gay stories. Everything else is fucking
And all that
sad.
dude did was deliver his pizza, and he still got his nut.
Everyone
didn't
was
even get
happy.
a tip, but he did get tipped.
The only happy ending of a gay film I've ever seen is a fucking
It's
porno.
porn.
So think on that. Well,
Honestly,
Well,
we'll leave you on that.
and we'll see you with maybe the Kristen Stewart movie.
Yeah, we'll see if Boner Temporal 3
Oh,
is
and
gonna
Boner
be
Temporal
any good.
We should have stayed by to see the last credits, but there might have been a surprise ending.
I don't think that there was because they turned the lights on. They
Yeah.
never turn the lights on for a surprise ending.
I wish they did more surprise endings.
Not everything can be a Marvel movie, you know.
Thank
God! Thank God!
I've never even seen one of those, except for Black Widow.
Good for you.